Hey, what's happening? You're listening to the Victory Loves Company podcast. I'm Conrad Agderian. Today is Thursday, April 19th, 2018. I'm actually recording this on Wednesday, so by the time you hear this, it should be Thursday. But this is for the Thursday, April 19th podcast. And today I am joined by Peter Kruse, who has been an Airbnb host for over a year and currently owns a 3-bedroom condo in Wildwood Crest, New Jersey. And today we're going to talk about vacation rentals and homes as told from a Airbnb host. Peter is a husband and a father of 2 very lovely girls and is currently sporting a dynamite mustache, which further validates his status as an approachable and trustworthy father. Pete, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Conrad, for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. So, Pete, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, again, my name is Peter. Married, I have 2 children. We do have a house in Wildwood, which we've been looking for years. We bought it about 4.5 years ago. We've vacationed down there for many, many years, and we finally just decided to buy a property, which we did. And we're very lucky.
What made you come to that decision to actually purchase a vacation home in the first place, and why did you choose Wildwood?
Well, we've been vacationing in Wildwood for better part of 30 years. We knew the area. We knew everything about it. Our kids grew up there every summer going to the shore. Had a lot of great memories down there, and we just said the time was right. Let's do this. And we talked to the real estate. We got very fortunate. They found a property for us. We bought it, and we've loved it ever since.
How long ago was that?
It's been about 4.5 years now.
And when did you decide to become an Airbnb host? How long have you had it for before you decided to kind of cross into that territory?
Well, like I said, we've owned for about 4.5 years, and about a little over a year ago, we put it up on Airbnb. A lot of people have been mentioning, try it. It's a good investment to do. The real estate was doing their part, but we just got a little extra rental out of it, and it helped us along.
You use it as supplemental income?
Supplemental, yes. Helps pay off all the bills.
Beer money?
Well,
Oh, you look like more of a gin and scotch kind of guy.
I'm Jack and Coke, but okay, yeah, we're good.
What made you become a host?
Again, we just were looking to get some additional income into the house. It was sitting idle. The real estate was not doing 100% of getting the rents in. We tried it. We put it up on a Sunday, and by Tuesday we had people interested, and they had rented already.
So you felt like you were onto something as soon as you posted it?
Like I said, within 48 hours, it was boom, we had hits. And
wow.
People were looking, which was wonderful. That first week, we already had 3 weekends rented, and it's been wonderful.
Nice. What do you like about it? A host, that is.
Being a host, it's easy. We put it out there. We put pictures up online saying this is our home, welcome here, and then people just come in and said, yes, I'd like to rent this time, this weekend, 3 days, a week, whatever that time may be. We've kind of said, because we had rented for many years, we said we want to put everything into the house. We made sure that we had a fully stocked kitchen, make sure we had the washer and dryer there, we had linen there for you. Everything is ready to go. It's clean, it's neat, it's fully furnished. We have flat screen TVs, we have Wi-Fi, everybody wants that now. So everything that we've thought about and any comments we've ever gotten, we've tried to put into the house.
I know a lot of, especially down the Jersey Shore, a lot of the condos down there are 2-bedroom. I've even seen the occasional 1-bedroom. Yours is a 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom, 2-bath. We have the ability to either host a large family, or we'll have 2 families come together because they enjoy having their time together, and actually cut the cost between them, which works out much better. It's better to have a large family when you're on vacation, enjoying, some people want to go to the beach, some people want to go to the pool, some people want to go to the boardwalk. You're not just limited to the family of 4, we have to do one thing.
Since you've been doing this for over a year, what has been the most common family situation that you've rented to?
There have been so many varieties of people. Some people just come down. I have one family coming down now because they are a family of 6. They want to come down. We've had small groups come down. One girl's coming in for a reunion and wants to get with friends that she hasn't seen in years. So there's just all variety of what's good for them.
What do you find to be the most challenging out of being out of a host?
One of the most challenging things is to make sure that we have provided everything for our guests, make sure that we're meeting their expectations.
What's the most common request?
Proximity to the beach, proximity to the boardwalk, and proximity to restaurants.
I'm assuming that's the trifecta that you have for your condo?
We are a block and a half from the beach. We're about 40 steps to the pool. We're about 2 miles from the boardwalk, which is close enough to get to, but not that you're sitting right on top of it, where some people like to say, I don't want to be directly on there. Cape May is a great sightseeing area, which is the oldest resort in New Jersey. It's a 10-minute ride. We have restaurants everywhere. It's just the perfect situation for us.
Okay, so I'm a renter and you are the host. What are some red flags that renters should look for when looking at different vacation homes?
I think the first thing that most people like to look at is the price. How big is the home? How many people will it sleep comfortably? Are linens provided? Are things adequately available to them? Most of what people are looking for are flat screen TVs, Wi-Fi, which we have. The ability is parking. We have 2 parking spaces right there. A lot of people bring their bikes. They want a safe neighborhood, which we have.
And how about as a host? What are some red flags when renting to suspecting customers?
Well, number one, ideally with Airbnb, both the host and the guest are reviewed at the end, or have the ability to be reviewed. So I like to look at the reviews. I have to have people over 25 to rent. I don't want a group of 16-year-old coming in and trashing my place up. So I've kind of looked at ideally more for families, is what we are, very family-oriented.
At 25 years old, is that that's not an Airbnb rule, that's your rule, correct?
It's really more of mine. I don't want rent anything other than that.
A group of 18-year-olds for prom weekend would make you a little nervous?
We've already said no numerous times. Thanks for stopping by, but no. Go trash someone else's house.
All right. What do you typically tell these people, that you just don't have availability, or?
I just say, I'm sorry, you told me you're coming for a high school prom weekend and you're not over 25, so sorry.
Is that common for Airbnb hosts to turn something like that away because you want to, not so much for the financial reason, but you kind of want to maintain a certain age demographic rather than just turning it into a party house?
We've already, in our house rules, we said not suitable for parties.
Okay.
We've also stated that it's not suitable for infants because I don't have high chairs, I don't have portable cribs. I do have one family coming this year, and they said, okay, we're bringing our own stuff. Is that okay? So again, it's a family. I know they're not out partying all night with an infant, so we said, go ahead.
Well, nothing surprises me anymore, though.
Well, I wouldn't say nothing, but
all right.
Very limited things.
Yes, sir. Purchasing a vacation home is a very big financial commitment as well as a time commitment. On average, Pete, what would you say you spend per week on managing the books, cleaning, preparation, planning, screening for potential renters? How much of a time commitment is it?
On average, we're going to put about 4 hours a week into the house. We're going to go down. We like to refresh the paint, make sure everything's done up there. We had to buy new linen. You have to maintain the books as far as paying the utilities, getting inspections done. It's about 4 hours a week, right? Of everything.
Out of the 4 hours, is there any one particular area that requires more attention than others?
Not really. It's just like owning a home. And anywhere else, it just needs maintenance, and today you do a little bit more and tomorrow you do a little bit less. So there's no hard and fast, it has to be Tuesday, 3 hours. It's nothing along that line.
Okay.
But just general.
What is one piece of advice that you can give a new host that would make their lives easier, given the journey that you've went to get to this point?
Well, for many years we did rent, before we purchased. Some hosts were very good. They had a fully stocked kitchen. They had laundry facilities. The place was kept clean. The furniture was up to date. Everything's what we've done. Make sure you have Wi-Fi. Make sure that everything is there for your guest. So don't leave things to, oh, well, sorry, maybe next time. You only get the one time to make that first impression. If you do it right, then you will get repeat customers.
Do you have a lot of repeat customers since you've been doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is wonderful. We're very happy. If you've done it right the first time, you're going to get called back a second, a third, a fourth time, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, I looked at your listing on Airbnb, and people have really nothing but nice things to say about you and your wife.
Okay. We've
and
tried.
everything.
We've worked very hard. We own it with another family.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work. There's a lot of good to it, but again, it is a part-time job.
I noticed that the profile pic or the avatar picture that you have in the listing is a picture of yourself.
Yes.
What percentage would you give your mustache as credibility?
Is 1% acceptable?
I was going to go with 99 because that's a dynamite mustache, though.
Ladder gets you everywhere.
Pete, what are some of the first questions that you ask a potential renter through the Airbnb Messenger?
Well, Airbnb will ask as far as number of people coming, as far as number of adults, number of children. Ideally, we want them to be over 25. Because I've seen on TV where people rented a house and next thing 100 kids showed up and they were drinking beer and they're all 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my house trashed. I know it sounds silly, but a little protective.
Now, legally you cannot ask someone's age.
Correct.
But
Airbnb does do the screenings in advance. They do ask for information, driver's license, passport, emails, phone numbers, just to verify who they are. So they're not just saying, "Hi, I'm John Smith, and I'm going to go trash someone's home." So it's nice to know that they do the screening up front for us. They'll do a lot of the legwork, and then when it does get to us, then we're okay.
Is it important to know the renters' their guests' ages, or is it only relevant from the person that you're communicating with because it's technically their ass on the line?
It's really going to become their problem. There is a security deposit which is included in the fee, some X number of nights at so many dollars per night, and a security and a cleaning fee which comes along with that. So everything is covered, so we should have no expenses into the unit.
To go over the basics here for those who are even unfamiliar with Airbnb. The analogy I always use is what Uber did to the limousine and taxi service is what Airbnb did to the hotel industry.
Yes, exactly.
In my opinion. Okay.
They've taken much of it away. People who don't know the area get to review a home saying, "Hey, I'd like to go down to Wildwood because we want to try it out." They'll look at our reviews. They'll see what other people have said about it already. So we get to review the guests. The guests get to review us. What was good, what was negative, and we ask for complete honesty. If there's something good, please let us know. I'll continue doing it. If there's something missing, please let me know so I can fix it. We'll do the same for the guest. If they were good guests, they came in, they kept the place clean, they respected it, we'll be happy to write that up and give them a recommendation to do for their next rental.
So they look good in the eyes of the next host that will take a look at them,
so
correct?
The more people that are honest and upfront by saying review, good, bad, or indifferent, they were great guests, they kept the place clean, they respected it, then yes, I'll take them back over, next time around. If they say, "You know what, this kid came in and trashed the place," thanks, I really don't want you in my house.
What would be some advantages of traveling this route rather than a traditional hotel which will offer room service or whatever? What is the advantage of doing that?
If you're looking at a hotel room, you're going to have 2 beds in one room, so 4 people have to sleep there and no privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now we have 3 separate bedrooms, which is great. Everyone has their privacy, everyone has their own TV. If you're traveling with smaller children, it's time to put them to bed. You can still sit outside and have a cocktail. If you're out we have a fully stocked kitchen, so everything's ready to go. You don't have to go every meal, 3 meals, eating out all the time. You go to the grocery store, pick up $100 worth of groceries, boom, you're good for the week. Versus going out and spending $500 on 3 restaurants a day.
Now, do you personally go down there and do you stock everything yourself, or do you have a crew or someone that does it for you? How does that work?
As far as we have a cleaning crew that comes in. So the minute the guests check out, my cleaning crew goes in, make sure everything's there. If there's something missing, something broken, I get a report immediately. The fully stocked kitchen, washer and dryer, everything's all there. We're good to go.
That's a big plus over a hotel, is laundry. So especially when you're down the shore and you get all sand in your crevices and you need to change out bathing suits or dry out your bathing suit in a hurry so you could, use it again, or if you want to wash it and use it, later in the day, whatever.
Major advantage. You only have to bring half the clothes because you can wash them and just keep going.
Now, do you offer daily rates as well as weekly rates, or are there certain times of the year where you have to book for a certain amount of time? How does that work?
Summer rates, we want 1 week at a time.
Saturday to Saturday?
Saturday to Saturday.
Okay.
Check-in time is anything after 2 p.m. and check-out time will be by 10 a.m. because I have to get the cleaning crew in to turn the place around.
How long does that typically take?
The cleaning crew is going to be about an hour, soup to nuts. Changing out the linen, cleaning the bathrooms, making sure everything's almost like a checklist. Is everything here? Is anything destroyed? If there's something major, then they'll give me a phone call and said, we've got a problem here. There's 3 holes in the wall that weren't there last week.
And knock on wood, that hasn't happened to you.
We've had one little ding, and you know what? That's
you can deal with that?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why we go down in the winter. We'll paint a little bit. We'll fix up, a scratch here, a scratch there. And I know certain things are not perfect, but in general, we've been very, very fortunate.
Are there any particular times of the year that are busier than others? I know summertime in the Jersey Shore, for people that are unfamiliar with the area, everybody rushes to the Jersey Shore. And the Parkway and the Turnpike is notoriously backed up on the weekends, mostly Fridays, and then you get Saturdays because you get the renters, people that rent the house or whatever for the week. So aside from the summer, is there like a sub-busy season that you have?
September has been very good to us so far. A lot of people like to go down right after Labor Day who don't have small children who are in school. Suddenly there's only 1,000 people on the beach instead of 50,000, which is great. Everything is still warm. It's still very inviting.
And the kids are back at school.
Kids are back at school. Get rid of all the brats.
Okay. Now, you had mentioned in the summertime, obviously you have to do the whole Saturday to Saturday thing. When do you usually kind of loosen up on that? A little after Labor Day?
Anything after Labor Day.
And then you rented 1 night, 2 night, it really doesn't matter.
Minimum
whatever.
2 nights.
Okay.
Because it's almost not worth me doing 1 night. By the time we get the cleaning crew in, we have to pay them, we have to do everything. Minimum is 2 nights.
Is that a flat rate that the cleaning crew charges you?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you have 10 people in there or 1 for a day. It's still the
they're
same.
still cleaning the unit.
And in the off season, you guys go down, I'm assuming, to use it for personal reasons?
We will use it for personal reasons. Mm-hmm. And again, some of it is for work time. We will go down during the winter and fall, bringing furniture in the winter, painting, making sure things are set up. If we need to change out appliances, if we need to change out furniture, if we need to update something, that's when we're going to go down and take care of the work. And that's part of that 4 hours per week that we do.
I think going down the Jersey Shore in the wintertime is one of the more overrated things about this state. I think going down in the off season, there is nothing more peaceful.
It's wonderful.
I enjoy the tranquility of, I don't necessarily have to have the beach there. Most, or at least half of the places are still open, but in the off season, that's usually the opportunity that I personally like to chime in on, because the kids are not going to be there, but you can still enjoy most of what the town has to offer and so on and so forth. But I think going down when it's cold, there's nothing cooler than just cruising up and down the beach in the cold.
We've been on the beach in January where it's been 5 degrees.
Oh, I love it.
With 50-mile-an-hour winds, and we're still walking.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. So, and a lot of the shops are still open, the coffee shops and the restaurants and whatnot, and it's always usually empty, but not like ghost town empty, just empty enough where you don't need the reservation to get into the hotel. A reservation to get into a restaurant. Yeah, all the coffee shops will have a handful of people in it, and those are the ones that usually either live down there year round, or people like myself that want to take advantage of a good deal, getting away, but they don't need to have the hustle and bustle of the 4th of July crowd or the Memorial Day crowd. So
it starts Memorial Day as the official kickoff. Mm-hmm. It goes until Labor Day, which is the official end of summer on the books. Mm-hmm. It's really nice up until Columbus Day weekend. That's kind of when we start bringing things down and saying, okay, it's a little cooler. The times are starting to change. The sun's setting a little earlier. It's a little, not quite beach weather, but it's still peaceful, and it's great to go down.
So you've been doing this for over a year. Do you still feel like this is kind of like a work in progress? Is there still updates or upgrades or things that you're still looking to add to it? or do you feel like you kind of plateaued at this point?
I think we're always looking for improvements. That's why we ask our guests to say, we have a guest book in the house. We ask for a guest to write on their surveys through Airbnb. Tell me what's good, bad, or indifferent. If it's good, then I'll keep doing it for my guests. If it's not good, let me know so I can fix it. We are very fortunate. We're constantly looking, how can we make it better? What can we do different?
Are you going to make any major changes this year, or any moderations for this summer of 18?
Nothing major as of right now. We have to do the maintenance. We make sure the heat and air conditioning is working properly. Make sure all the appliances are all updated, which we've done. Make sure that everything is clean and up to date.
How many people can it comfortably sleep?
We say it can comfortably sleep 8.
8.
8 people. We have queen bed in the master. We have a second bedroom which also has a queen. We have 2 twin beds, and we have a pull-out couch which is also a queen size.
So you could fit 2 people on that?
Yes.
Yeah, so
we can comfortably sleep 8. Our kitchen dining area is set up for 8 people. We have the deck outside, and in the summer it's covered as an awning. So it becomes another living area, which we have outside. We have one deck that sits out overlooking the ocean, right off the kitchen.
Nice.
So if you want to go out in the morning, have your morning coffee, sit and look at the ocean, you have your breakfast out there, you're good to go.
The condo, I'm assuming it's a part of a community,
yes.
Correct? Of other pool area, I would imagine, right?
Pool area, we're about 40 steps away.
Nice.
We're a block and a half from the beach, which you can actually see the ocean from us. We do have 2 parking spaces right at the bottom of the steps.
That's a biggie.
The
Parking
only
spaces.
downside, which people could complain, is we are an upstairs unit, so you have to walk up a flight of steps. That's the only negative. People who have disabilities can't get up there.
That's true.
And that's probably the worst we've heard. Gee, I'm in a wheelchair.
But if you were a 4th floor walk up, healthy or not, that's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
I don't care what kind of shape you're in. If you got to go up and down 4 flights of stairs to get something from your car,
it's rough.
Yeah, that would definitely be somewhat of a deal breaker.
We've rented other places where you constantly hear the elevator. We don't have an elevator, which is great. We're a very small, quiet community, very family-oriented, very safe, and that's one of the reasons we chose our property.
Are you considering, Pete, purchasing, because it seems like you're doing very well with this, are you considering maybe purchasing another property? Considering, yes. Okay.
Reality is just a matter of getting the finances together, and that's probably the hardest part. We were fortunate. We both, as we said, we do own with another family, and we both were fortunate. We had some monies together. We've been vacationing together forever. Our biggest disagreement so far is, gee, I like this shade of blue better than that one.
Pleasant problems, as my father would say. Pleasant problems.
That's the worst we've ever had. So yeah, you know what?
Shades of blue.
Yeah, it was. I like this shade versus that shade better.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, we've known the families for over 30 years. We've been together. And
whose idea was it to come together and just say, hey, you know what? You want to get a house?
It was been discussed for many years before we even pulled the trigger on this one. We've all said we wanted to do it, and the timing was just right, and we did.
If you do get another property,
which we will,
you have to invite me down.
Sorry, deal breaker. Can't do that now.
Because I'm not 25, right? I'm over 25. So you only rent to 25-year-olds? Is that what this is about?
Preferably, yeah.
All right. Well, Pete, given the information that we have here and your very hospitable tone and your dynamite mustache that is radiating right now, you seem like the ideal guy to rent from. That being said, how can we get a hold of you? How can we find you?
Going to the Airbnb website. You're going to do a search for Diamond Beach, New Jersey. It's where we're listed under. And our unit is in Mariners Cove. A lot of people have come down for weddings. There's Icona, which has a hotel right on the beach, which is right down the street from us. People come stay there. Restaurants everywhere, to the boardwalk. Everything is here. And hopefully you come down and see us.
I'll put a link to your condo in my show notes, so if people want to contact you directly, that would make it a little more easier for them. So
sure, I'd love to have you.
Awesome. Pete, is there anything else that you would like to add?
For anybody looking to join Airbnb, I think it's a great opportunity. Yes, it's like anything else, it is a little bit of work, but the rewards are astronomical.
Spoken like a true prodigy, Pete. Well, Pete, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Conrad. Have a good night.
All right. And that's the podcast, everybody. I'd like to thank you for listening to Victory Loves Company. Please check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud, as well as our social media handles at VLC Podcasts. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions for upcoming shows, please email us at thevictorypodcast@gmail.com. And I'll talk to you next week.